you can force so many fights. And Graves as the AD carry for both of them. So a lot of champions here on 5.5, at least judging from the first game, is going to be the same. Let's just see who puts the priority where. Who's going to first pick, let's say, an Hecarim top lane here, or is it going to be banned away?
So, Deficio, 3 out of 5 champions that both of these teams ran yesterday were shared. We need to see who has explored other options on 5.5. Unicorns taking away Zed, taking away Rumble. Sivir off the board from Vardags.
So with Rumble being banned now, we should expect here Fnatic to go for an early Hecarim if they can. I think they really would value that so highly. We also know Lissandra is a fantastic flex pick for them because Febiven can play it in the mid lane, and despite her being nerfed a little bit, well, talk about Hecarim now, it's been banned. Let's go to the Lissandra instead then for Fnatic. Yeah, so despite her being nerfed a little bit again, it doesn't really matter too much that her wave clear got hit and her early damage. It's about her team fight control, her pick potential, their hard CC, the point and click CC. That's where she really shines. So Fnatic can still go for her in the first rotation and use her as the flex pick.
Let's see what they decide to do. Final ban, Maokai off the table. And a near insta-lock Annie from the Unicorns of Love, taking away one of Yellow Star's most successful champions this split, and giving Hylissang the same pick he ran yesterday.
And the reason people like to take this away from Yellow Star is, first of all, he's one of the main engagers on Fnatic, but also he's so good at roaming early, and people trying to push him on the likes of a Janna and play more defensive, where he can't really impact the map the same way. That's why people like to take Annie away. He has played Leona in the past. That's a counter pick, obviously, to Annie he can go for. But normally, at least the last few weeks, he would go for Thresh instead, because that opens up for more options. You can roam around on a Thresh here. You can skirmish really well, and you can deep ward very easily, because again, you have that lantern to save your jungler when you're walking in 2 and 2.
Well, we'll find out what Yellow Star decides to prioritize later in the game with Zed off the table. Febiven may get his hands on LeBlanc. In fact, the same mid laner that he ran last time. And Sejuani actually saw a lot of bans yesterday.
Yeah, she's, in my opinion, the best tank jungler at the moment. We got like Rek'Sai and Italy as the top 2 picks in terms of, you know, early pressure. And then you got Sejuani as the best tank, because you can even almost match these guys in the early game. She's just fantastic all around. Seems like no jungle picks though. Graves instead, another one of those contested picks between the 2 teams. And really Fnatic here already running fantastic strong lanes in Graves and LeBlanc. And we often see this LeBlanc early when Zed is being banned away. Kassadin is back, buffed a little bit, but he still lost quite a lot of early power, so he's not as strong in this matchup into LeBlanc.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because we didn't see him picked or banned yesterday at all.
It's not really a power fever champion either.
It was surprising across the entire day. One thing I just want to highlight for Febiven on LeBlanc, 2 games played, 1 win, 1 loss. 0 deaths to Fisho. He's gone 14-0-9 across the 2 games. So let's see if Fnatic's teamwork can work better. Kikis will be locking the same jungler as yesterday, and with Graves off the table, Vardags defaults to Caitlyn.
For the Unicorns now, you can still go like Lulu Janna and run a full-on protect your AD carry in the late game. They ran this yesterday just with a Graves instead of a Caitlyn, also still having the Nuna for Kikis, one of the best, another one of the great tank picks now. We've just seen how you can shut down an aggressive early jungler through great early vision with your Sightstone, and just being as annoying as possible on this Nunu. So fairly standard for the Unicorns in this sense, except for Caitlyn. While they have played it a few times, it is a champion where you need to hit that pause button in the mid game. You can't just keep fighting, which is what they like to do. And one of the reasons is Caitlyn hasn't worked too well for them in the past, because then they don't tend to be the team who dominate early and then, you know, go really late and let Vardags be the big carry. No, they aim to always finish the games as fast as possible, and that's tough with Caitlyn. It's going to be more fast-pushing composition for them.
All right, Pulse, wherever you are in the world, Challenger Caster Pulse is a Nautilus top
correction. This can still be a Nautilus support.
Now, this is what I was going to say. Is it top lane or is it support? We saw it in support. I'm trying to remember where. It was recent.
Well, Elimination has been spamming it at least in solo queue. So, and I mean, it is a good support pick. I've seen it in solo queue a few times where it always loses horribly because people don't know how to play it.
Explain Nautilus to me. He's got more CC in his kit than anybody else.
Right. So what you do now is you max your E on him because it was changed. So now it goes down to 5-second cooldown at rank 5.
Oh my word, what is happening?
This is crazy. I mean, this patch, man. Now we're running an old school Yorick Cassiopeia composition where you have this suicide mid laner who just goes bazookas on the enemy team. And then you resurrect her once she dies. I mean, this is a Yorick top lane now from Visichachi. Potentially is Nautilus support, but can also be top lane.
Somewhere,
From Fnatic.
somewhere in the world, D-Man is crying out in pain as Yorick is locked in for the Unicorns of Love. And for Fnatic, they need to opt. This is either a support pick
They can
or
still
a
go
top
Lissandra
lane
here
pick.
and have an insane amount of engage. Or they could go Janna if they want more protection. A lot of engage is so good against Yorick, against Cassiopeia here. They're targets you can get to fairly easily and shut them down. But again, that would require them to play this Nautilus as a support. There's the Lissandra. I think it's going to be a lock-in. And Fnatic is running an absolutely insane CC comp. Yes, okay, Power Fever is going to be alive twice. But he's going to get locked down twice as well. Very easily by Fnatic here.
Deficio.
This game is insane.
Unicorns of Love are doing something that we've seen before. We've seen Yorick, we've seen Cassio, we've seen Nunu, we've seen Caitlyn. Fnatic, on the other hand, support Nautilus is very new.
It is very new. It's after the change where you get 5 seconds cooldown on your E here. So you have an insane amount of AoE slow. Obviously, you have an ulti that you can't QSS, so it's going to guarantee to hit its target. So what you do from Yellowstar's side is basically you walk up and you say, okay, West, let's take Vardax. Ulti on him. You know the Lissandra TP is going to come in. You know the follow-up is going to come from the bank from a Sejuani, and you just blow up that guy. There's nothing you can do to avoid that knock-up.
And if Leona does well against Annie, surely Nautilus can do well against Annie too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the sickest laning phase. It's not terrible in the lane, but it's fine with the Graves here. That's going to be okay for Fnatic. And this Unicorns comp, it's something they ran before they got into the LCS. So it's like a very old school comp for them with the Yorick top lane and Power Fever who can just go crazy in the mid lane and you just resurrect him. So it's a fantastic late game setup. Problem about Yorick and why we don't see him very often is he's so easy to gank in the lane. I mean, he's immobile, he's just running around with his shovel doing nothing. So I expect Fnatic to just go and kill him.
Well, let's find out if Fnatic can do it. Hashtag UOL win, hashtag FNC win. Let us know who you think will pick up the win. Yorick has always done well when paired with a late game hyper carry. And we saw a very, very scary Cassiopeia in the European Challenger Series just 2 nights ago. Let's see if Power of Evil can get off to a good start. We know where the local fans are. You guys at home, jump on Twitter and let us know where you are.
And despite some new picks with their Nautilus support, this really, once again, is such a good Fnatic composition because you got a strong early game, you got a fantastic mid game through Lissandra, LeBlanc, Graves. They all spike so hard in the mid game once they get 1 or 2 items completed. And you have so much hard engage. If Unicorns of Love don't have proper wards down, they will get engaged on again and again and again. And they will just drop dead instantly. They gotta go full late game in this situation here. And they gotta get to that point where they control around objectives a bit like in the last game. Because Fnatic are just running so much engage.
What I like about the comps, in stark contrast to our first game of the day, the expectations here are going to be significantly higher action.
Yes, and we're gonna get to see if Visichachi likes Power of Evil or Vardax the most. There's gonna be 2 guys who's gonna be the targets, and he's gonna sit there with his ulti ready, and I bet you he's gonna give it to Kikis at least once and be like, damn, that was wrong.
I'm gonna cast my mind back in the day when Zen on the Stoic was still covering some games, and one of the terms that he ran for Yorick, Omen of War was angry, Omen of Pestilence was stinky, and Omen of Famine was hungry. QWE in Yorick. And it was always one of my favorite things to hear, because I thought it suited the ghouls' opinions and, you know, moods really effectively.
Yeah, Hylissang trying to set up a small freeze to see if he did it. Yeah, it's gonna slowly push down towards Unicorns of Love now, how he grouped up all the minions, made the focus the first one coming from Fnatic's wave. So they saw the lane swap. Silbeck's not going to get the same freeze down here. But again, you can set up a fairly easy dive on a Yorick if he's only level 1 or potentially level 2, sitting under his tower, being all miserable and Yorick-ish.
Yorick-ish. Well, this is a very exciting start to the game. Yellow Star is pretending to be a ward. We'll see how this works out in his favor. We did see Chachi and Kikis holding hands.
He didn't skill anything yet. Is he going to get Q and wait for this push out here? Hylissang is coming to the mid lane. He's going to spot Kikis now. Oh, Fibin just jumped forward here. He might be forced to flash.
That's a flash done from Hylissang. Power of Evil has got the burning and the ignite and the poison ticking. Reignover's flashed forward. Now Hooney's even come in for this one from the sideline. We do see the Riptide applying the slow. Fnatic's looking for first blood. Can they find it? 100 hit points to tick through. Power of Evil, no flash available. Febiven, he's flashed, but there's nothing to follow up the Sigil of Malice. That was a wasted summoner, and nobody goes down.
And 4 guys in the middle, and that means Vizicachi, he's starting the opening to get down to this bottom lane here and do the one-on-one laning against Steelback. He got early level 2 from the Grump. He's now managed to get level 3 as well, so a good start for him. While Huni had to blow his flash, I got 0 CS over 1 CS at this point. Still only level 1. Big disadvantage for him now early on. Fnatic did manage to capitalize on 4 members in the mid lane.
Let's take stock of summoner spells. 1, 2, 3, 4 flashes and an ignite blown for Fnatic. Yellowstar's going to root Chachi in place, but he's going to be very careful.
He's not
down
flash.
to 100 HP. Summoner heal used. Yellowstar overestimating Nautilus's tankiness. And just to wrap that up, flash and exhaust from Power of Evil, flash and ignite from Hylissang. Overall, more summoners spent from Fnatic, especially with that summoner heal trade.
Yeah, and Fnatic at this point, they're gonna have to put Huni up in this top lane together with Reignover and push out the wave, because Vardax is sitting on his own, just freezing. You gotta push that into the tower, make the tower kill the minions and reset the whole thing. Otherwise, they're gonna be in a massive disadvantage in that top lane. Obviously, Yorick is gonna be a bit of a tanky one going into late. And even if he does nothing other than run in your face, he still has an ulti that can win you games. Man, Source is sitting at home clapping right now. Yorick is being played again.
So as waiting to get back into the LCS with Origin, maybe he'll keep playing Yorick. We saw Yorick jungle last year as well. Was it Airwax that ran it?
It was.
I think it was Airwax.
We saw it once for a very good reason.
Once? Okay, right.
It was like one of his solo queue picks. I remember coming in, we kind of hyped it up a little bit. He picked it.
No,
I think it was like 0-5.
There would have been no we hyped it up.
I hyped it up.
There we go.
It's a Yorick jungle, man. All the way back Season 3 Worlds, I remember OMG running it, Loveling. I believe it was playing, not Loveling, it was Pomelo. Oh, he's the support. It was Loveling.
It was Loveling at the time.
They keep swapping around, or they kept swapping around. It was Loveling playing it. And destroying Lemon Dogs with it.
Double stun from Hylissang to get some damage onto Steelback. Yellowstar there does have level 3 to his name, but the big story is the CS difference between Vizicachi. 25-2. Huni is really being gutted.
It is slowly pushing back towards Huni now, but he's gonna have to wait quite a while before he gets any CS. And also Reignover needs to stay around this lane in case Kikis shows up and forces Huni back. He still has no flash. That's also why we can see Sejuani currently sitting near the top side. I mean, he needs some help pushing this one out if they want to secure him farm now. Otherwise, he's going to keep falling further and further behind. Yorick is great in a swap in terms of sitting and farming. If you don't push it in and dive him, he will get all this farm here, just using all, obviously, his ghouls from range.
Something we do have to touch on. All those flashes down don't mean a lot, because Nunu's not the greatest at ganking. You see the glacial path into the root. Vardax takes a lot of damage, but the support from Hylissang means Reignover is now the one that's in trouble. He did get a decent enough trade, and Huni comes out healthy enough.
And a very good read from the Unicorns. They were expecting Fnatic to try and push out this top wave, so they just simply put Hylissang back up there. Also because Vizicachi can handle himself now. Missed from Yellowstar. Look at all the damage he's taking. So Vizicachi is going to be more than happy. He didn't get punished in the swap because of the 4-man dive in the mid lane. A 4-man gang. And really good start for the Unicorns.
Good damage from Febiven onto Kikis. He's just going to consume a minion and get himself out of there. Picked up that Skirmishes, in fact, as his tier 2 jungle item.
That's a European thing on these Nunos here. It's all about late game. You run to the enemy AD carry, you ice blast him, and you just smite him, and he does no damage to you. That's the whole goal around the Skirmishes from Kikis. Now, Dragon has been started by Fnatic because Hylissang showed himself in the top lane. But Power of Evil is here to try and stop it.
This is scary. Level 3 on Yellowstar. Fnatic forced back. No ultimate from the Unicorns of Love yet. But Huni, he's picked the fight he shouldn't have. Gonna slow Hylissang down to 100 HP. Hylissang is chasing. Did have flash, but opted not to jump in. And Unicorns of Love are bullying Fnatic around the map. They've got themselves 1,000 gold advantage. And Huni still yet to get CS, averaging 1 a minute.
And everyone from Fnatic was forced back there except for Febiven after the start of the Dragon, despite knowing that Unicorns had at least 3 guys around it. Very good. You can see how Kick is now saying, okay, I'm gonna... Watch it die.
That somber moment. Let it sink in. He will be back in 6 minutes. And he will be
kill him again.
Wow, dude. That's brutal.
That's how it works.
Alright.
It's not fun being the dragon here.
No, it's not. Dragon number 1 goes to the Unicorns of Love. Huni found himself some uncontested farm.
And also Power of Evil here yesterday. Well, let's just see what happens first. Hillsang is here again.
That was a great petrifying gaze. Catches Featherfin the moment he jumps in. Power of Evil.
Insane.
Famine or feast. He either wins the game for his team or is non-existent, and that's the way to start.
Such a sick ulti. I mean, this is obviously the Cassiopeia master, Power of Evil, and he built Luden's Echo, the new item, yesterday in Syndra. It is even better on this champion for him. I think he's going to go for it again now. He has the T already. That could be his next pickup. And now
Huni catches 2! The shard catches them both! Power of Evil's down! Fnatic look for Hylissang. He's down! The Omen of Death onto Hylissang. We have the ghost of Annie's past throwing out fireballs. Not the greatest on the first usage for that one. But I'll give Chachi the benefit of the doubt.
Hey,
he'd lost Power of Evil earlier.
We said there would be action when Fnatic plays, and when they didn't run like 4 types of engage on their composition, they ganked the mid lane first. Now, second gank here, 2 kills. Steelback is swapped to that top lane with a massive wave. He's gonna get pushed in, but Yorick is back. Now another gank onto Vardax.
Vardax is in trouble. Featherfin, he dashes forward, he lands the chains. Vardax is going to get rooted, but here comes the TP from Huni. Can they get more? Kickers, manages to give Vardax a couple steps longer, but it's not enough. All of a sudden, Steelback is in trouble. Hylissang stuns him up. The collateral damage was thrown down. Summoner heal used, flash still available. Steelback forced to run away. Chachi low on mana. He's flashed forward for this one. The Ghoul's not tanking it. Hylissang does not connect. We do see the hook land. Yellowstar stuns him up, but there's no depth charge to follow it up. Steelback is low on HP, but both of them low on mana. And that dredge line connecting, but not doing enough work for Yellowstar and Fnatic.
Man, I love these 2 supports here. Just roaming everywhere, to the mid lane, to the side lanes, trying to set up a few kills. TP was used by Huni before to at least get an assist in the bottom lane, and obviously Featherfin ends up dying to Power of Evil. Now he's jumping in again. I still want to see that Luden's Echo on a Cassiopeia. You keep moving, you keep spamming, you get into proc so many times. It's a great early item.
And we'll see how early Power of Evil can pick it up. Tower number 1 will be falling in a moment or 2 as Fnatic making up, I think, for some small mistakes early.
For sure.
Got themselves a kill advantage, a tower advantage, and actually bringing themselves back into it. If you look at the gold on Huni, with those 3 assists and a little bit of CS, he's actually even in gold with his opposite number, Vizichachi. I think that's important, considering how shut down he was for the first 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah, very important with these assists and the early tower. I like how they used Steelback here on Graves. Really found honestly some success on this champion in the early game, which he didn't have on Corki. Yesterday he looked great on Graves. Now same here when he's swapping him around. Hylissang is back down to this bottom lane. He cannot sit still.
Look at the mini-map. Rainova, he does have the option to go over that wall. Glacial Prison is available, but decides not to use it. And we do see Cinderhulk has been completed for Rainova, so that clear speed will be rapidly increased.
No flash. Oh, managed to dance around. The Fnatic keeps staying around the jungle in here. Looking for Kikis now. Should be able to find him. Oh, nice flash.
I do think they do. Where is the prison? Not needed yet. The dredge line catches Kikis. That's a petrifying gaze onto Fnatic, but Kikis should still fall. I lied to you. He's managed to get away.
No, he didn't.
We did see Featherfin go down in the mid lane. Power of Evil's got 2. Continues to chase through, and it did look like the Ignite dropped Kikis in the back line. 2 for 2. This is fun.
We got 3 kills on a support Nautilus. The first time we have seen now in Europe for Yellowstar. It's been roaming around. Obviously the problem is you're not really going to get too many points in your W early, so you're still going to be fairly squishy. But we see the amount of CC he brings. I mean, I think Nautilus is the champion with the most CC in the game. Just like from his passive, the one hit, the Eve, the slow, and oh, Table's on the steal back. He's fine.
Well, that hurt. That was a painful Tibbers. Might result in the tower. Here's a replay. Good luck to Fisio.
All right, so flashing first. That was nice. And they go in, so they lock him down, but they don't really again want that Nuno here. It's about getting to Power of Evil, so it's a good ulti from both Kickers and Power of Evil. A lot of damage, and that's why they trade 2 for 2, and of course Huni is always joining the team whenever they're fighting. He's never gonna let them fight alone. The Holo Master, and 2 for 2 trade.
I have to admit, Power of Evil looks terrifying already. And
he's not even worse late game.
He's not even built AP, right?
Yeah.
That's the scary thing. So we need to see how effectively Power of Evil can bring himself into this matchup. The only problem is Unicorns are hemorrhaging towers.
It is expected though here, once we move to the mid game again, you have double tier, so you obviously need to stack those first. That make you a bit weaker in the mid game, and you're against the Graves, against a Lissandra and a LeBlanc. So it is expected for the Unicorns to fall behind now. As long as they keep it to this kind of goal deficit, it's okay. Problem is Fnatic obviously gonna look for way more. They already got 2 out of turrets. Mid lane dropped down before, and the bottom one is the last one, so just put Steelback back down there, pushing the wave, and roam in with 4 guys like they've done before, because you can keep contesting vision around the jungle of Unicorns when there's like a Nuno, because Nuno doesn't offer anything in terms of the fights. So you can very safely walk into the jungle, place a few deep wards, and then you can walk down behind the dragon to the bottom lane, 4 guys really quickly, and force that tower down.
Well, we'll see if Fnatic decide to do that. Quick touch and CS differences as Huni is evened up with Vizichachi. Febiven takes an ace in the hole. As Fnatic look to start the dragon. This is a little bit risky. You can see Huni's not there. Teleport will be available in a moment.
It's fine.
But Chachi's a mile away and nobody from Unicorns is responding.
But again, Unicorns, they don't want to fight right now. You're stacking tiers. I mean, look at the Yorick. You have a Ruby Crystal and a Dawn's Blade. That's your combat stats. I mean, that's nothing. So they need way more time.
Oh,
good ball from Fnatic here, and Vardax, he's in trouble. There's the ulti.
Charge is gonna knock him up. The prison's gonna lock him down. Rainover's gonna flash forward. Hylissang and Vardax are going to get away. And they get the teleport from Vizichachi. Now Huni is in a little bit of trouble. Got to be careful as he does make it away.
Oh, he stepped on the trap. Never mind, I got hyped for nothing.
Got excited. Well, we're both getting excited in this one. 5-3. Power of Evil gonna punish Fnatic being down in the bottom lane by taking the mid tower. Second one of the game and evening up that goal difference.
So we saw Fnatic try and do what we just mentioned, how you can very quickly move to that bottom lane, force a kill, and then take the tower. Problem was it backfired because Vardax stayed alive, used all his summoners, and then the mid lane were left open. This is very important for the Unicorns. They keep getting global gold in this mid game while they're still stacking up to the late game. They want to try and get a kill on Rainover, not gonna happen. But look at Vardax here.
Snake bites don't kill bears.
Good point. 0-1-0. Caitlyn doesn't kill bears either, or people. In this case, you haven't gotten to use your early game power. You are very weak in the mid game. So Vardax is not going to offer a whole lot. This is going to be all about Power of Evil with the early kills. Febiven will even be able to get some damage.
I really don't think Vardax likes Febiven. That's 2 ace in the holes back to back. Not going to result in a whole lot of pressure. We do see Huni trying to wave clear as best as he can. Got that Morella Nomicon completed. And the support of Renan, but look at the damage that Chachi's putting with those ghouls. Constantly throwing out those omens of famine over and over and over. Sustaining and poking Huni out, who's got no armor yet.
Basically, he's rolling his head over the keyboard because he's playing Yorick. And he's just spamming everything.
What was the technical term? Face roll, I believe?
Face rolling?
That's a phrase I have not heard in a while.
Because you haven't seen Yorick in a while.
That's also true. I'll have a look. Yellow Star, he's really enjoying cosplaying a ward. Chilling in the enemy jungle. Oh, that's a flash Tibbers! Huni's in trouble and Huni's down! Holo's out! Chachi and Hylissang now looking to set up on the tower. That was honestly an easy pickup.
Yeah, I think after that tower got down in the bottom, it's not over, no. Rainover.
Oh, Glacial Prison missed again. Rainover didn't connect. Kikis has thrown Blood Boil, flashed forward and Ice Blast Huni in the face. Look for the dredge line. That'll knock Vardax up. Flash, buckshot, collateral damage available. One more hit. Does land. Steal back. Bounces 1 in reply. 2 for 1. Unicorns get the tower. Good luck to Fisho.
Again, there's a lot of things happening here. I'm not really too sure. But it's still worth it for the Unicorns. They got obviously the 2 kills and they got another tower, more global gold for them. Fnatic though, they're teleporting in now. and Yellowstar is on his way northward.
Here we go
There's
again.
The massive
Round
slow.
27. Yellowstar's looking for a target. His dredge line kick is his Chachi will be the first focus. Feathervin plus Huni get the kill. Absolute zero channels, and Feathervin goes 2-2-2. Fnatic respond, find Unicorns out of position, grab themselves 2 uncontested kills.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I don't even know, man. We're 18 minutes in and everyone is just dying left and right. They keep roaming around. I mean, have we had a laning phase in this game? Or has it just been pure roaming from the start?
Dude, it ended at like 1 minute 30 with a 4-man dive onto Power of Evil.
So, now all outer turrets are gone. It's an even battlefield. We've seen 2 supports roaming. So far, Yellowstar gotten the better of it. 3 kills, 4 assists, going for Righteous Glory as well on this Nautilus. So we'll get quite a lot of HP, which obviously works well with W there. And there's the Luden's Echo.
Here an Echo from Echo. Why do you like Luden's Echo on Cassiopeia?
Well,
whoa, hold on.
Let's talk about that after, yeah.
Feathervin plus Huni. This is scary. Oh, Snake got bitten. Exhaust comes out, and look at the scary thing. Despite the blind check, Feathervin almost got taken out.
So the reason I like it, first of all, you already get a lot of movement speed from your Q. At the 7% as well from it. Great, more movement speed, dodge around, perfect. Second, you stack it so fast because every spell is 20 stacks on it. So whenever you sit there and you just spam your Twin Fang, it goes up so fast and you get more procs from it. And even if you put down your W and people step into it, they're gonna get that proc and take the damage. So there's so many things working for Power of Evil with that one item. Obviously makes him extremely squishy. So he's gonna have to rely on being together with the team and Visichachi here to get to use it as often as possible. Otherwise he's just gonna drop dead every time. Fnatic now, because they got that kill, pushing in. We talk about this strong mid game they do have. It's also why they're in the lead, despite the Unicorns getting quite a lot of towers early on.
Oh,
there's
that's
another ulti from
flash
Yellowstar.
as well as the death charge. Did not want that one. Spider Nautilus runs away with the giant hook. Don't really know why.
I'm not sure that's how this song goes.
Yeah, that was a bit bad. I'm getting a bit excited here. Flash is blown, and we do see Unicorns of Love with a positional. That was a Tibbers onto Huni. Stuns him up, but after the Glacial Path, Unicorns, they're hammering away on the inner turret. We do see Reign of a Glacial Prison available. Does he want to throw it out? The answer seems to be no. Here comes the rest of Fnatic from behind. Remember, no depth charge available.
Oh, he got
the charge core 3. Power of Evil tries to put some damage in reply. It's in fact Kikis that goes down first. Yellowstar pulling the attention on the backline while Feathervin and Steelback are being zoned away by the Ghost of Christmas Past. We did see Power of Evil get given the Omen of Death, and the Unicorns of Love come out with a fantastic team fight. 2 for 4, and that's how Yorick plus Cassio works.
Yeah, and Fnatic with the engage.
Look at that, the Power Rangers are even in the house.
I want to see that engage again. Not sure how Fnatic managed to lose it because they got a pretty good ulti from Rainova. We're supposed to just blow up these targets and then you disengage away or kill the ghost a second time. But Unicorn's getting everything they want. You have a fed Power of Evil, step 1 for him to win. You have a dead support, that's not step 2 by the way, but by having that fed mid laner with a Yorick ulti, that's enough clearly to win fights for them because Vardax is sitting on Vintage on a Caitlyn. I mean, it's not really him, he's just pushing a tower. All he's gonna do, but Dragon, it's gonna be started, but it might not be secured because the rest of Fnatic is coming.
Holy moly.
And they only have one thing to do, and that's keep going in.
Gone. He gets caught by the dredge line, rooted by Huni. Feathervin pops him. Dragon goes to Unicorns of Love. Huni's looking for more. He doesn't have the ability to lock anybody up. Glacial Tomb on cooldown, not even needed. Kick is throwing out the laugh emote. And Fnatic get 2 kills, but they lose the Dragon. Are they seriously going Baron?
Well, the thing is, you have top lane pushing down here, so Unicorn's got to go and protect that one. And if they do go to stop this Baron, you don't have the Yorick ulti this time for Power of Evil, and you still have so much engagement on Fnatic's side here. They can start the Baron and quickly just stop it and turn around and engage on the Unicorns.
We'll see if they do that. Glacial Prison and Tomb is available. Unicorns of Love are putting some poke down. Yellowstar eats the ace in the hole, throws out the dredge line. They've got Power of Evil. He did get the stun down. The Petrifying Gaze was out. Fnatic need to be careful. They're low on HP as Baron helps to at least put some damage on the back line, but it's a 2 for 0. The Unicorns stop the Baron. That is important to note.
So Fnatic got what they wanted, some more kills here by just forcing that Baron. And now, okay. Okay, this is just the Baron fight. There's been like 3 or 4 fights already we haven't even got to see. So Power People, I mean, look at the damage he can do.
Was that a 4-man, 3 or 4-man petrifying game?
There was a lot of people.
Oh my word.
Wow, they did start. Okay, so Yorick is tanking it now. He's sitting on the pip here. Vardax trying to kill the guy. No, now Rainover's here.
Rainover's here. He's got smite available. He's down. Absolutely
kill the Nunu.
channels. Baron is still alive. Baron, no, it's Unique. It goes down. Nunu taken out as Yellowstone Steelback look to clean up the house. Vizichachi already threw out that Omen of War onto Kikis. Baron secured by Unicorns. 2-for-2 trade in the fight. And Febervin, Yellow Star, they're not done. 23.5 minutes into the game. We have got 29 kills on the board. 5 towers to 3 in favor of Unicorns. Unicorns with a Baron buff.
Yes, Trevor. Yes. And as predicted, we're gonna get a Yorick ulti on that Nunu. That was smart. He got to consume the Baron for Kikis. Alright, okay, so let's look at it here. Unicorns at this point are strong enough to teamfight as long as they don't all get blown up instantly from the engage of Fnatic. We've seen the damage Power Weaver can do in 2 rounds. They also have fantastic ability to fast push the tower with Nunu Caitlyn. If they do manage to group 5 people on that one tower, where Fnatic on their side, it's all about getting that jump. Look at the damage. I mean, that was the Luden's Echo, an E and a Q for Power Weaver, 50%.
Well, Power Weaver's got his hands onto that blue buff, forced Febervin away. The rest of Fnatic reeling as they deal with the pressure that Power Weaver's putting on the map.
Yeah, really, the scary thing is, this is so good for the Unicorns because they have survived that mid game from Fnatic. They got a Baron from it. They're just slightly behind in gold as well. Fantastic situation when you consider how good the late game comp is going to be.
Now let's see what they can do with this. 3 members still with Baron. They're pushing down the bottom lane. Fnatic not in a position to fight and no teleport from Huni yet. The tower safely secured by Unicorns of Love. Fnatic simply did not want that one. Let's see if they can find an engage. Base gates on the side lane can actually be used quite effectively with the Sejuani. If Rainover wants to go that route. Also, with Yellow Star, he's got that Righteous Glory picked up. An additional HP and lots of HP stacking. Love the animation of Luden's Echo.
Whoop. Trying to get his W to at least give him a bit of a shield. Not skilling it up here, doesn't need the damage from it. Instead, you need less cooldown on your E, which is the first one he maxed. But again, the people want to play Nautilus support, max your E first, roam around the map because you have fantastic ganks early on, and you can also engage a fight.
Well, let's see what they do. Huni decides not to follow in with the Glacial Path. Kikis is being chunked out by Rainover, and Rainover's taking damage in return. Inhibitor will fall. Fnatic have not gone all in for this one. Super Minions secured in favor of the Unicorns of Love. Fnatic unable to find the opening they were looking for. Huni still does not have that Hourglass. That's a whole lot of don't go there pings.
Pretty wisely, but man, the Unicorns have been so good at trading objectives here. Every time Fnatic dove them somewhere and took a tower, they managed to respond elsewhere and keep it even early on. And then, of course, all the Dragon fights going on and Power Weaver getting these early kills. Really just been fantastic for them. Doesn't even have a fully stacked tier yet on the Yorick. He's been pretty slow, sitting on 700 mana at this point. Inhibitor down. Fnatic is gonna have to try and find and engage. Place a pink ward around this wall where you see this ward just being placed by the Unicorns, and you have a flank opening if you want to start the Baron. They did just place the pink ward as well, so that's where you're gonna get your opening from to start the fight there. Vizichachi is gonna die.
Well, Vizichachi throws down the Omen of Death on himself.
And
not
Chachi.
the way Unicorns want this team comp to work, but now Power of Evil's in place. He's looking for an engage. Huni does not follow up on the E. Waiting for Vizichachi's ghost to time. It just has. Fnatic, numbers advantage, but unwilling to commit further. You never want to walk into a Cassiopeia. Fnatic wisely back away. I want to touch on something really quickly, Deficio. If Fnatic lose this game, it will be tied with H2K for that second place position at 11 wins, 5 losses, which would set up that Fnatic H2K battle next week as a potential second place decider. There is a lot on the line here for the current #2 team in Europe.
TB from Vizichachi here. They don't want to give up this dragon. He has no ulti just yet. Unicorns really want that one ready. It's a very important part of their comp here. Look at the top wave pushing in. If they force Fnatic to stay around this dragon, those minions will do a lot of damage. It might even just abandon, go straight for this top lane, or bottom lane, sorry, instead. If you got the Nuno Caitlyn, you can destroy these towers.
Well, Unicorns
also set you up to be flanked though. Got a few good wards on the side, and now you have nowhere to go.
Okay, let's see who comes out ahead. Yellow Stop does not connect with the dredge line. Huni, he's got in. That's a flash W. He's called Power of Evil. Collateral damage is going to be shielded away by the Archangel shield. Steel back is down. Power of Evil soloed him. Featherman being forced away. The exhaust burned through his damage. Despite the fact Power of Evil is down, he is still managing to wreak havoc thanks to that Ghost of Christmas Past. Rainover is looking for the support of Hillisang and he finds him, but the Battle Bear is down. Power of Evil finds another one. 2 for 4, and the Unicorns set their sights on another inhibitor turret.
Such a good fight. Again here, all the focus from Fnatic is on Power of Evil, and it doesn't even matter because once he goes down, he's back. That's a perfect score when you have a Yorick. You died 6 times, but you got 7 kills, so you've done your job, and they're pushing in for the finish.
Well, it looks like they can. Unicorn's chance erupt. Huni has to pull off a godlike defense. He's got the support of Yellow Star. They've caught Kickers, but he flashes away. Yellow Star unable to find another target. Unicorns get a Nexus turret, but Fnatic hold on by the skin of their teeth.
Baron up in 50 seconds. Last time Fnatic tried to start it, they baited Unicorns in for a few picks. See it again though, so Engage coming in. Huni getting a lot of CC down and the Hourglass, but notice here, Power of Evil. He's still very healthy. Ignore the replay, people died, now more people are gonna die.
Kickers.
Well, one guy.
Hey, you're not wrong. Oh, Chachi's caught up by Featherman. What can Chachi do? Omen of Death not available, so unable to ult himself. Right.
Is it Baron time again?
Unicorns get Dragon, Fnatic gets 2 kills. I saw this movie last time. It didn't end well for Fnatic. Ah,
okay. Was it a good movie though?
Well, if you're a Unicorns fan, they stopped the Baron and got kills. So, I guess it depends which camp you lie in, Deficio.
Well, we had all the fans cheering for Huni earlier. So I've heard a few people call out for the Unicorns. So, Baron is going to be started. Just respawn. Look at that fancy animation. And now we're going to kill him.
Let's see. How quickly can Unicorns respond? Do they even want to? The answer appears to be no. No vision in the pit. Nowhere near. And Fnatic, dare I say it, regain control? Until their inhibitor respawns, no, I don't think that's fair.
Have anyone really been in control in this game?
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Like, you know what? One.
You know what? I take it back. I take it back. I take it back.
No, you have a point, though. You have a point. They got the Baron now. Small goalie, that doesn't really matter anything at this point because we've already really gotten to that late game point. Vardax has basically just been killing towers all game long, while Power of Evil has been killing Fnatic as often as he could, and the Yorick pick so far has been working. The old school Unicorns comp, they used to run this again before they got into the LCS, before anyone really knew who the Unicorns were. Now we all know exactly what they are.
Well, Fnatic have a penchant for playing bloody games. The record for most kills in a matchup in the Spring Split was 50, and it was Fnatic versus the Copenhagen Wolves, Deficio. We're currently getting closer and closer to that. 38 on the board. I think 12 more could be. So we've had a Power Ranger in the audience. We've had OG and Cake Pan, and we've had This Sign is Useless. I love you guys. That's awesome.
See?
Yay! Oh, there's a few. So, Fnatic, 32 minutes on the clock, small gold lead, got Baron, and their inhibitors respawn. Deficio, can you make sense of what their next step would be?
Well, I like what they've been doing now to set up the bottom lane minion wave. You can see how they're slowly pushing up, but they need to start grouping because the Unicorns are not exactly running any way of well, never mind that, because he's getting jumped.
Hillisang's in trouble, he's down, but where is Power of Evil? Down to 50% HP. Omen of Death not been used yet as Huni is out in the background. Power of Evil's
There's no ulti from Chachi.
No Power of Evil. Chachi was out of position. Steel back and Fnatic have found 4. Kickers in full retreat. A 1-for-4 trade and a Baron buff minion. Fnatic beyond the inhibitor turret. They're pushing through.
Minions are coming here. You can see they're pinging them on the minimap. They got the Baron still trying to push in. It's just a lonely Nuno trying to defend. Is it enough? Can Kiki scare them away?
Fnatic, they're waiting. They've got minions. I don't know if it's enough. 15 seconds before Chachi is up. Vardak's getting closer. Kikis is trying to pull attention, but it's not enough.
Saber.
The Nexus turret is down. Hylissang's in place. He needs to have a magic stun, but he's not going to because he's in trouble. Feathervin continues to focus the turret. Hylissang is down. The Nexus turret is down. They're onto the Nexus. Fnatic look like they're done it at 33 minutes. Fnatic are taking down the Unicorns of Love.
No!
A few more hits.
What?
What? I cannot understand this game. Unicorns of Love.
It wasn't
defend their Nexus.
Kikis and Hylissang together. Managed to stop for long enough. Okay, so let's see the engage from before. Chachi didn't manage to get down his ulti. He gets stunned at first. All the focus now is on Huni. Hylissang goes down. Where's the ulti from Chachi? Not there yet. He's not CC'd. Power Fever still alive. He's the guy we're looking at. Simply just no reaction there. He got pulled in the end, and that's why they lose the fight. But the manly Nuno and then Hylissang got in there, and now they got him. So now another fight.
Oh. Okay, Vardak's down. 5v4. There are supers to deal with in the middle lane. And Fnatic may want to use a numbers advantage. It's a couple of love taps. That's all Fnatic needs.
Don't have X-Pekka anymore, though, to backdoor that one, but they're going in again.
Oh, that's a petrifying gaze. They've got two. Power of Evil is down.
The ulti was down, though.
And Chachi are trying to get away. We do see the Omen of Death. What can Power of Evil do from beyond the grave? He's caught Steel back, but that is the most number of kills we've seen in the spring split. 14 minutes quicker than before. Yellowstar,
the back door.
I've seen this before. It happened at Worlds, and it didn't go in Fnatic's favor. Will their fate be different? Nexus is going down.
Huni's TPD.
Oh, it's what Fnatic are cheering. We see Rainover's down. Huni is down. It's happened again. Deficio, it's happened again. Fnatic are not able to defend the Nexus. They've got supers barreling down the mid lane. What can the super minions do?
Can that super minion? Okay. Someone call Pekka. We need Pekka in here, man, otherwise that Nexus is never gonna die.
Listen, 5.5. We changed turret health, we changed turret shields. Rito, please. Nexuses are too damn tanky.
Alright, another engage. This time, though, Chachi gets down to ulti before Power of Evil dies. That's the important one, because notice as soon as he goes down, Fnatic starts running away from him. They don't try and kill the ghost, they just keep trying to kite him. Kikis joins in, Steelback goes down. No CC to lock Power of Evil or anything. And you can see how the rest of Fnatic are saying, we're done fighting, we're just gonna try and kill that Nexus. This is support Nautilus, though, with like 0 damage. And obviously the teleport from Huni as well. Unicorn's got the 4th dragon. Only one for Fnatic. It is still not over. Everyone is alive. What summoners do we have? Vardak's no flash, Power of Evil no flash. A lot of flashes down for the Unicorns. Same thing we said for Fnatic, so basically there's been a lot of fights.
I have no idea what to think anymore. Fnatic with that Nexus, again, just flashbacks, and we were touching on that team fight. 50 kills was the number to beat. It was Fnatic Wolves last time. Fnatic Unicorns of Love blown that out of the water. 14 minutes quicker, 6 kills more. And it all comes down to Power of Evil. Can he take out Fnatic? He's got 2 lives to do it if Chachi hits the right buttons. Because we've seen what happens when Chachi doesn't. And Unicorns are on the aggressive.
And they got minions coming. Sitting here, just trying to push this one into the Nexus, forcing Fnatic back. And then you can just quickly go down once these minions hit the bottom lane tower. You got that Nunu. Blood Boy in the Caitlyn, that tower is going to die extremely fast. Engage, potentially, no. Oh, yeah, they're going in.
Rainover's thrown in the Glacial Prism, but there's no support to follow it up. Dredge line is still up for Yellowstar, as is the Tomb from Huni. Kikis, low on mana, low on hit points, down to a 3rd. Unicorns of Love continuing the siege. They are unrelenting. There is one Nexus turret standing, and the Unicorns say, we will have it. Oh, it's Fnatic caught out. Febiven's in trouble. We see that Kikis is dropped as he was channeling his Absolute Zero. Dredgeline knocks up multiple people, but Chachi forced to use that Omen of Death on himself.
They got one.
Double kill for Steelback. What can Febiven and Steelback do? Vardax and Power of Evil alive. We do see the Dredgeline connects with Hillisang. Look at the carries. They're both rooted in place. Hourglass keeps Huni alive as we see Yellowstar taken out. This is a 2-3 versus 3 in the base. Febiven is down. It's
about Steelback and Huni now.
Steelback and Huni. The Nexus is standing. Steelback has got Hillisang. He's critting massively onto Vardax. But Vardax and Power of Evil, they are pushing with the minions. Huni on full HP. Defisho, will they go in? Glacial Path. We do see the Shard connect, but look at the auto attacks. Power of Evil's got him. Can Power of Evil turn it around?
Can he get
Back
Vardax?
from Steelback. He can't find Vardax. Steelback is looking for Power of Evil. Unicorns have done it. Unicorns have beaten Fnatic. I have nothing more to say.
That was such an awesome game to watch, man. Oh, coming from a fairly slow game one into this, such a difference. But when it is two teams who just love to fight left and right. I mean, at minute 1, we had the first setup for a mid lane dive or mid lane gank. It happened, nobody died. And there was no laning phase. I mean, that was out of the window. It was just non-stop roaming around. Nautilus support showing how good he can be early game at roaming, but then also showing the power of a Yorick, guys. Get playing Yorick and solo queue now. Get home and play Yorick. Obviously, you're gonna watch this first. Yorick is the new thing. But you have Power of Evil at least in the mid lane.
Taking down Febiven, man on screen. Steelback doing everything he could, but it just wasn't enough. I have never shoutcasted a more exciting game. 64 kills in 38 minutes. Blowing the kills per minute. Total kills records out of the water. And this is so important for Unicorns in that tight race to secure a playoff spot. A win against the top of the table team is worth its weight in gold, and so important for Fnatic.
Yeah.
They are now tied with H2K. We are set up for a potential tiebreaker battle between H2K and Fnatic next week. Fnatic look heartbroken.
Twice you were at the Nexus and you almost had it down. I don't even know what the HP was. You're talking maybe about 100 HP on that Nexus and you didn't get it. And Nunu stopped you from finishing the game.
You know what? You look at Fnatic, right? I don't care what year you were in. I don't care what tournament you were watching. Fnatic plus Nexus equals awesome. Fnatic against SK from Katowice 2013. Fnatic at Worlds last year. Fnatic this year. It doesn't matter the players. They're epic. And of course, Huni...
Taking pictures, hugging the fans. Fantastic.
5-7-21 on that Lissandra. Great play. And such an exciting game from two massive fan favorites.
For sure. Honestly, loved the game. From the start with the roaming to this. I didn't even have to say anything because they were just fighting non-stop.
Yeah, I'd like to make a formal apology to anybody listening to that because
You went a bit crazy with the whole.
I may have screamed a little bit, but yeah, that genuinely is the most exciting game that I've had the pleasure of shoutcasting.
But isn't it fantastic? We're watching video games and we go all crazy, we jump around.
Fnatic and Unicorns. Unicorns now 9-7, Fnatic 11-5.
Yeah.
I want to just reiterate what we said all the way back at the beginning of the game. If Gambit beat Elements at the end of today, Unicorns of Love are now guaranteed a playoff position. The only team that beat an LCS squad in the promotion tournament last year in Europe to join in, to join the LCS, and they are inches away from securing their first playoff.
And what do you do when you face Unicorns in a best out of 5? Because you got like a list of probably 50 picks, and you're like, okay, they could run this comp. We don't want to play against that. There's the second one here, and then how do you pick and ban against them? Like, how do you adapt between games? Because when they suddenly pull out a Yorick, you don't want to sit and ban Yorick now just because they can do this tactic. So it really is tough. for teams facing the Unicorns, and also why it's so random often when they do play. We don't really know what's going to happen, but it is another win against a team above them in the standings.
75% of the time, Unicorns beat teams that are better than them.
It's going to be more now.
That number's going to go up. It'll be 80% now. But then it also asks the question, Unicorns, their schedule next week, I've got to double check who they're playing. If the teams are below them, they cannot afford to lose those games.
That's true. That's true. And they still need to be more consistent if we go into playoffs. Fnatic has shown quite a lot. This game was just fantastic. But that's basically it.
I cannot wait to hear Cyanide and Shox try to break this one down.
There's about 25 replays of team fights. And I want to hear every single one broken down by you, Cyanide. No slacking here, no slacking.
No, definitely not. Interesting matchup. And we've touched on the playoff scenarios, we've touched on that, but the other question is, what does this do to Fnatic's confidence? You know, they're in a comfortable spot.
Yeah,
but
they're going to be fine. You're going to look at this game and say, wow, that was insane. We got to rewatch where did we make some mistakes. Next week, move on.
Well, we'll find out. So for a closer look at that bloodbath, good luck to Shox and Cyanide breaking that one down.
Thank you very much, Quick Shot. Luckily, we have some help after that absolutely stunning battle and win versus Fnatic from Vardax, who rejoins us here, and Vizichachi. But first, I think we all got to calm down, me included, and you, because you were getting some harsh flashbacks in that game. Is everything okay now?
Yeah, that was like game repeat of Fnatic versus OMG. Thank God I was not playing this time, because I don't think I could take a beating like that for the second time.
First, you guys both tell me, it is nerve-wracking to sit here and watch a game like that, even if you're an objective fan, but how is it to play it, and how do you control those nerves?
For me personally, it's like super hard. I was like shaking so much, and I was like nearly jumping out of my chair. As soon as we defended the Nexus with like 200 HP, I was like almost jumping.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Luckily, it's a lot of auto attacks on Caitlyn there. I want to pull up the replay on the screen of when you guys defended the Nexus twice to know what was going on in your heads, because to us it looked like, okay, it's lost 2 times around.
Yeah, we thought it was lost as well for a second, but we are like, let's try to defend. And we want to focus down the Graves pretty hard. We managed to do that. I don't even see anything like here. I'm just going for a Nautilus and the rest of my team clean up LeBlanc.
Yeah.
It was one more auto attack from LeBlanc and
it was over.
Lose,
this was the first time, and if I'm correct, we'll get the second one right after this right now.
Yeah, we didn't really expect them to rush the Nexus like that. I thought for a second they can finish again, because they TP'd with the Lissandra, and they didn't deal enough damage to the Nexus.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
I was actually pretty scared at the time where Lissandra actually TP'd in and she started autoing me. So I think maybe if they actually ult in the Nexus, they might have had a better chance of finishing.
Yeah, maybe. It's always those little things, isn't it, Cyanide, when you have to hit that Nexus?
Yeah, it's using the locket and stuff like that.
Let's not bring that up again.
It gets very difficult when you're in the spot.
Guys, I do want to ask, how did it get back to this point? Because obviously you had a couple of champions that had to scale, but somehow so many kills on Power of Evil early, and you guys meant to push through, and then all of a sudden Fnatic turned the tide.
It's because we just took bad fights. There was a fight where we engaged middle, and my ultimate wasn't even used in that fight because we were just in a bad position. I didn't see anything from the smoke screen or something like that. And then I just got 2 low HP. I didn't have any armor yet, so Grace was killing me pretty fast. So I think it was mostly because my ultimate got stuck. Let's say if I could ult Tristan or Power of Evil, he could probably do a lot more after reviving with Cassio. Mostly that. And after that we took some other bad engages as well.
Yeah, that Cassio Yorick combo with the new item, that name I can't remember right now. Yeah, it is like one of the most OP stuff I've seen in a while. It was just so sick when you actually executed the combo properly. It was looking impossible to Fnatic.
Yeah, exactly. With Ludens Echo, Cassio can just go for a more aggressive build, because usually you can't afford to go Ludens Echo, otherwise you will be just too squishy. But with Yorick you can just go for it, and after Yorick ult you will still deal so much damage and like be a bit more tanky with that.
It almost seems unfair. You have Power of Evil, who's fantastic on Cassiopeia, then you have Ludens Echo, and then you have Yorick. It's like, enemy team, come at me. Actually, you were saying during the draft and after that you thought that the Caitlyn pick was going to lose the game for the Unicorns of Love. I'd love to hear your opinion and Vardax.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. Why did you go for Caitlyn? Like, in my opinion, Caitlyn is pretty bad pick. Was it just to be a bit more safe on your own and then focus on like keeping the Cassio alive with the Yorick?
That's pretty much it, actually, because Caitlyn with my range, I don't need to go full hyper carry because we want to save the Yorick ulti if possible for the Cassiopeia. So I can just play with my range, play a bit more further back and deal the damage I can while we focus our resources on Cassio winning the team fights.
Yeah, and in the end, it was you that dealt the final hits to the Nexus. Tell me about those last moments, because we were actually calling, oh no, they can't, they just can't, and then you did manage to kill it.
It was super nerve-wracking because we were 2v2 for a few seconds, and we managed to kill down Lissandra, and I think Steelback thought he killed me with red buff, so he kind of left me to my own demise, so I was just life-stealing a bit and hitting the Nexus, and I managed to take it down.
Yeah, so, whew. That's in the books, and you guys are actually 2-0 this week. Do you feel like the pressure of having to get that playoff spot and staying out of relegation zone, is that something that is making you thrive, and do better, Vizcachi?
Maybe it is in it as well, because we were like before this week we were so close to not being able to play in the playoffs, so we really had to get our strategies together and play our best. So this week I think we played really consistent. We want to continue it the next week as well.
Yeah, and Vardek, the same for you. Actually, if Elements don't manage to win their game later, that means you guys have locked in your playoff spot already. But of course, you got your faith in your own hands as well. How do you think it's going to all play out?
Well, hopefully Elements loses, so we're safe. But of course, we just want to focus on our own game and try and go 2-0 next week as well.
Yeah, and use all the energy you got from this game, of course, while going into next game and possibly into playoffs. And if you give us more of those exciting games, it's going to be amazing as well. Now, we have to take a short break and go on cooldown to catch our breath. But when we return, the Copenhagen Wolves have their chance to score a win off the top of the tables as they face the #1 SK Gaming. Of course, we'll be right here with all of the coverage in just 3.5.
What? I just hear Vortex. You just need to have strong imagination. And then you hear power.
Next pick up.
He catches two! The shard catches them both! Power of Evil's down! Fnatic look for Hilly-san! He's down!
Nice.
Kill them.
Nice, guys. Good job.
Kill them.
Good job, guys. Nice.
Meet.
Nautilus on the building.
That's a flash W! He's called Power of Evil! Collateral damage is going to be shielded away by the Archangel shield. Steelback is down! They're onto their Nexus! Fnatic look like they're stunned at 33 minutes! Fnatic are taking down the Unicorns of Love!
No!
A few more hits!
What?
Can Power of Evil turn it around?
Can he get
Backboard
Vardex?
from Steelback! He can't
Vardex
find
in face!
Vardex! Steelback is looking for Power of Evil! Unicorns have done it! Unicorns have beaten Fnatic!